This is my tell sheet, Kerry's tell sheet. I believe that if you dig deep enough into the data, the stock market will tell you, the data will tell you what a stock is going to do. And so I break it down into a number of categories, whether it's the 3 year projected earnings per share and if the shares follow their earnings. And what I wanted to show you, though, today is Wall Street's price projections. Every month I come into the 60 stocks that I follow that I think are going to be the major players in the AI revolution, everything from data centers to software. And I go to Wall Street's analysts and I see how they are projecting what the future price of the stock is going to be based on their analysis. And such as in Apple, you can see they're suggesting that its target price, and this is usually 12 to 18 months, is $250. That would be saying that it's 2.19% away from that price today at its current price of $244.99. And then what I do that on every one of the stocks, all the way from Apple down to XYZ. And then what I do is sort them and rank them so that I can see which are the stocks in the AI category of the 60 stocks that I follow that Wall Street feels are most undervalued at this time. And then, as you can see, I then put a ranking adjacent to them, such as number one, Wall Street believes that AER or IREN is 82%, 82.7% below its fair price right now. And so that gives me an idea, at least as well as to what Wall Street thinks the best buy is at this point. Then I have to do additional research. Number two, as you can see here, is Modine. Modine is, again, in the data center business. They're in the business of building the air-conditioned racks as well as the prefab data centers. And then if we come down here to number three, that would be PLAB, and it's down or off 55.62% of its of what Wall Street believes its target price is going to be. So I do that for all 60 of them, and then make this available on here. And then again, you can compare it to other metrics to see what, in fact, is the best stock that you should own at this time. One of my favorites is based on their 2028 earnings, and if the PE ratio was 25, what is their price going to be in January of 2028? And I rank them again accordingly. And again, here you're going to see that IREN is my number one stock. Then what I do for my followers is basically come over here and say, if you don't know what IREN does, click right here and that'll give you a podcast, about a 15-minute podcast that explains IREN to you. And then you can come over here and you can see there is a briefing. This is a written version of the podcast, and you can see it was updated on 1/19/25. Then over here, what I do is I share on a daily basis any trades that I make and what my positions are in my stock portfolio and what I want them to be in 2028. So that's how the tell sheet works. But I think what I wanted to bring to attention today was every month I come in and change these numbers. I go search the internet and find out what the analysts are saying the price of the stocks are going to be. And why I do this is it basically helps me make better investment decisions. So that's all good information, but I think the next thing you have to do is to figure out, well, how many analysts are analyzing this stock and how do these stocks relate to other stocks? And so I'll show you here. There are 11 analysts that collectively, on average, say that it is 80% off of its target price for the next 12 to 18 months. Modine, there are 5.
analyst, PLAB1. So I look at that one and I say, well, I don't know. So I got to do some additional information. And again, this is just one of many factors that you want to put into your equation is as to is this or isn't this a good stock? And you need to understand what they do, where they fit into the equation. Are they at the front end of this AI revolution, the middle, or the back end? And that'll help you make a decision. Ultra Clean is makes chemicals that clean the wafers so that and all the machinery that go into making the wafers. So again, you got to understand where they fit in. Then what I wanted to do was say, okay, how do these 10 stocks compare to the analysis that is being done on the big ones? So I went and looked up. Apple is the 49th out of 60 stocks, but it does have 37 analysts that I'm considering. Amazon 51 and Nvidia 44. So that gives me some perspective of to how accurate do I think my number one stock of IREN is with 11 analysts as opposed to 44 with NVIDIA. And it has to be a judgment call on my part and on your part. This is, I think, how you should analyze stocks and how you should pick stocks and not get hung up in the day-to-day fluff and information that makes them extremely volatile. I want to take the volatility out of it. I want to take the risk out of it. And I want to learn as much as I can about the sector that I want to invest in, and that is AI. Now, is that the world's end all? No. AI will, if you understand AI, I think the easiest way to understand it is access, your access, my access, everyone's access to all the knowledge in the world and the collective knowledge to make better decisions. And I think if you think about what is the most important thing in our life, it's our life. And so that means this is going to go to medical. We saw a tremendous increase in what was it, CRISPR's price yesterday, up some 80%. But again, it's a $2 stock, and so it went to something like $3.50. That is going to be affected, but don't chase that until you've got all the information you need, until you've got a spreadsheet like what I just showed you that analyzes every element of it, all the way down to which one of these companies are putting on the most employees, which one of these companies are refinancing their debt. We just went through 5 videos on Supermicro computer. And today it's down. The reason it's down today is it hit its first goal to get rid of $700 million of debt. It issued the shares. The shares are now being redeemed. The shorts are covering their position or have been covering their position the last week. And now the stock is going to settle, and its next objective is up over $100 to get rid of the next loans that they've taken out. So, and then the next objective on that is the 25th. Are they, and I have to believe they will, file their 10K and bring their books up to standards and make them available to us so we can make good investment decisions. I got a call asking, what should I do? What should I do? Do whatever you're doing and you're comfortable with, but the decisions, the future of Supermicro is going to be decided next week. But again, don't take one piece of information. Gather, as I do, on a spreadsheet, all the information that's available. I then create an algorithm that rates each level of that information and tells me what my number one stock is. And my number one stock is IREN. They are building data centers. I believe it's 3 in Canada, 1 in the United States, in Texas. That one looks like it will be up and running within the next 3 months. And they're all based on renewable energy. So they have taken the biggest cost out of data centers and eliminate it by using renewable energy. Okay, I hope that helps you. I encourage you to go to the website, Best of Us Investors, and sign up for our gold platform, and that will give you access to Kerry's projections and tell sheet, and learn how each of these metrics work so that you can make better investment decisions. I hope that's helpful.